Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation we're going to see how I go about creating a backup or a secondary DNS server for our domain. So I'm currently inside of Server Manager on my primary domain controller DC1, and if we go up to Tools and we go to DNS, we can take a look at my current configuration. So we'll go ahead and expand my forward lookup zone because that's what we're concerned with here. To ensure that I have redundancy with my DNS, I'm going to go ahead and back up my forward lookup zone to a secondary or a backup DNS server. That way, in the event that this machine, my primary DNS, goes down, I have a backup DNS server that can take its place. So let's see how we do this. So one thing you have to understand about integrated DNS zones up inside of Active Directory. If you're going to have integrated Active Directory DNS zones, then all the servers have to be domain controllers that are running DNS. Without that, they won't be able to find the database that you want to replicate. So first thing you're going to want to do is go up inside of here, go to Properties on your zone, and you're going to want to change it from being Active Directory integrated to just being primary. So uncheck that box, say OK, say yes. But if you have this DNS server that you're about to create running on a secondary or a replica domain controller, by all means, leave it Active Directory integrated. That's fine. But I'm not doing that. I have a database server that is not running Active Directory, and I want to install my secondary DNS server on that machine because it's not doing anything else. So let's see how we do that. I'm going to go ahead and say apply to this, say OK. And now we're going to move on over to my other server that is currently running, Server 2019. So I've now gone over to my data server, and this is where I want to create the backup of the secondary DNS server. So let's go to Manage. Let's go to Add Roles and Features. Let's just go ahead and click through this real quick. And when we get over here to the roles, we're just going to check that box for the DNS server, add the features, say Next. Next, next, and install. So this installation has completed. We're going to go ahead and close that out. And I've got a message up here, and it says that the installation succeeded. So we can now go to Tools, and you'll see that I have the DNS Management Console in here. Now there's not going to be nothing in it, and that's fine because this is not configured yet. But in just a moment, we will configure it. Now if DC1 is going to be my primary DNS server, then this one has to be my secondary. And to do this, it's not very hard at all. All we have to do is just right click on the name of our server inside of the DNS Management Console and go to New Zone. And this brings up the New Zone wizard. Just click through it. Now you read this and you'll find out exactly what the purpose of every zone is. Primary zone creates a copy of the zone that can be updated directly on the server. A secondary zone creates a copy of the zone that exists on another server, and that's what we want. So let's go ahead and click Next, and we're going to create a forward lookup zone, and now the zone name. So the name of the zone that I want to create on this backup is going to be my primary zone, us.cyberoffense.com. Now if you have a doubt of what the name of your zone is that you want to back up over here, go on over to your primary and find it. So there it is right there. That's your primary forward lookup zone. Alright, so let's go back on over here to my data server and we'll click Next. And now here we have the master DNS server that we have to put in. Now you can either type in the name or you can type in the IP address. Let's do the IP address, and you can go ahead and just click inside that window. When you're done, it'll find it, and it'll be a green check arrow if everything's okay, and you can click Next. And then you can click Finish. So when you click inside of your zone to look at it the first time, you're going to find that nothing's been loaded by the DNS server, and that's because we have not configured our DC1 or our primary DNS server to forward that information over here to our secondary. So let's do that next. So I'm back over here on my primary domain controller, which is also my primary DNS server, and if I go to the zone that I'm going to be transferring and I right click and I go to Properties, you'll see that we have something over here called Zone Transfer. Now we have to check this box to allow zone transfer, and we have a number of options here. We can transfer to any server, or only to servers listed in the Name Server tab, or only to the following servers. Now, if this is an internal DNS server, it's not a big deal for the most part about who gets transferred to what, but it is a good idea if you can just isolate that transfer just to this one particular server. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to click on Edit, and now we're going to type in the IP address of the server that we want to transfer to, which is 192. I'll go ahead and click in there. Attempting to resolve with this IP address. Go ahead and click OK. Now you can say Apply, and you can say OK. And now you can go back on over here to your secondary DNS server, and you can start and you can stop the server. Now you have to be patient with this zone transfer over to the secondary or the backup DNS server. It can take a couple of minutes. It can take just a little while. But if you're patient with it and you go back and you confirm all of your settings as being correct, you shouldn't have any problem bringing up a secondary or a backup DNS server for your network. And the last thing I want to leave you with is that you can now add this information to your DHCP scope for your DNS servers, so that you'll have the primary IP address up there inside of the DNS scope option, but also your secondary or your backup DNS server inside of the DNS scope option. And so that's going to conclude this short video presentation on how we go about creating a backup or a secondary DNS server for our 2019 domain. Now, though I showed this to you using Server 2019, the steps that I showed you for creating the secondary DNS server are exactly the same for Server 2012 and Server 2019. So if you have any questions or concerns about any of the information that was shown to you in this short video presentation, please do not hesitate to reach out and contact your instructor, and I'll see you in my next video.